hello. My name is Kevin. We are Dirty 20 Gaming, and it is Sunday, which means it's time to go time traveling with some people who have seen some stuff. They have been through most, in a short few weeks, they've been through the last 3,000 years of history in a quick whir, and they're not done yet. But before we get to tonight's show, let's get to tonight's people. And before we get to tonight's people, let's get to tonight's technical requirements, because I almost forgot. The game system we're using tonight is called Balance. It's actually my own creation, so I don't have to credit anybody for that but me. The imagery in the overlay is, and the imagery in that entire starting video is all from Pixabay. The high-def character art that you see some of it is done using Hero Forge, and some of it is done by the players themselves. You should probably be able to figure out which ones I'm talking about there. So that is the I's and T's. Let's get to the people, because they're far more important. Starting off tonight, let's start with Benjamin tonight. Nick, when you're not here, what do you do the other 5.5 days a week? 6.5 days a week.
5.5 days are spent doing schoolwork, either schoolwork or I'm here doing whether it's one of those screenshots or Fun Shot Fridays or here on tonight.
Yep.
It's what
and then you're also running the game for a bunch of our other folks over in the Discord as well, right?
That is true.
You keep trying to not talk about that
one.
It
keeps me sane category.
Yes. That's the part you need keeping sane from in some instances. I understand. I feel your pain. Moving on. Playing Tholophora Saber. You, I know, have a social media presence and are artistic by your very nature. Where can we find your stuff?
A social media presence. Yes. I have an Instagram at Saber_Sensei, where I do artwork, and there's not a lot of new stuff up there right now, but I am currently working on 3 pieces that I'm looking forward to sharing within the next few weeks. I'm also a teacher. I teach theater and improv and hopefully some Dungeons and Dragons. So that takes up the majority of my time. It's marking and planning and prepping and teaching and that stuff. Man.
I will bet. Yeah, that sounds like way too much work. But I'm glad you're doing it, because somebody has to. So, which brings us to playing Asher for us tonight. Tales. Tell us about yourself a bit before we get nuts.
I'm also a teacher. I teach music to little people, grades 4 to 6, and I like playing games and being here. I also have a podcast I haven't touched in a long time. It's called Tiny Fences, and it's a Joss Whedon podcast, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dollhouse, and Firefly, and you can find that on Stitcher or Apple Podcasts or any of those good things. Yeah.
Make absolutely sure you post that over on the Discord, because there are plenty of Buffy fans over there that just cannot get enough content. So yeah, make sure you put that in the shameless self-promotion over there, and yeah, you will be flooded with views. So with that, that's all the technical stuff out of the way. I've been looking forward to this one for a very long time. But before we get to that brand new fancy office on the 200th floor of the Nano-built building in Vancouver, you've all had 3 to 4 weeks off, a ton of money, and a whole city, hell, a whole world at your disposal. Tails, I dropped a bomb on you. What did you do for the last 3 weeks?
I, as Asher, have been studying up on where I want to go when I get enough money. The 125 credits I need for this trip, the 2-way trip that I've been told by the narrator I'm allowed to go on. So I've been studying, and it's been hard. I shared with Phyllis that it has to do with the death of my parents, my fathers. My two dads, and so I am today looking like I have not slept in 3 weeks, frazzled hair, been drinking a lot, not sleeping and trying to prepare for that. So that's what Asher's been up to the last little while.
All right. I love that because that leaves us with Asher riding the lift, 200 floors, with a hangover from a 20-something day bender going on. And the elevator stops and your stomach doesn't. And then you go, whoa.
But still showing up, Kevin. Still showing up with
tie a little crooked.
Priest collar
Priest
today,
collar, okay,
I was told we're seeing a pope.
That's
and
right. You were off to see the Pope.
A red cassock because Asher doesn't go for priest. He's a cardinal today, and even though he's hungover, I'm ready to go.
Hungover cardinal in a lift.
Hungover cardinal. That's right.
And you stumble out into the hallway, and there's no one else on this floor. And you go to the door and step through. Your fancy chairs have been brought here, so they're actually ready for you. As if by comment, there's also a new row of chairs down the side. They look kind of overly organic, maybe. They look a little creepy, but they also look like they would be stupidly comfortable.
I'm going to go and poke one and touch it and see what's it made out of. And
as you touch it, it sort of reaches up and wraps around your fingers.
Oh, that's definitely creeping me out.
And as it drops away, it settles into a butt shape. And of all the people in the world who would recognize their own ass print, it's probably Asher.
Oh, it's nice looking.
Somehow from that touch, this chair now changes. And it is now specifically tailored for you.
My glasses. Can I scan that thing? Do you need an intuition roll or anything? What can I know about this thing?
This is in your world, and these glasses know all about this because the narrator made damn sure they were informed. You get the information is tagged like the narrator says, and these chairs have been specifically designed and built in the last week. Each one of them grown in a nano vat, specific to each of you.
Asher decides this is both creepy but great and relaxes into one. And
as you drop into it, it starts to rub the back of your thighs, starts to vibrate ever so slightly. You put your
careful, chair.
You put your hands on the arms, and underneath your right palm, you feel a small pressure of two little circles about that big.
Okay, well, that's a bit creepy. Do I know what it is?
You got an idea, and when you lift up your hand and look, it's two derms. That's how medicine is delivered in this. It's a little, almost like a pill, but you put it on your skin and you crack the outside, and it injects the medicine into you.
So has it gone into me at this point?
Nope. They just grew up out of the arm of the chair under your hand. You recognize these. These are the white ones. These are for hangovers. They're very expensive.
Oh, I'll take those. How do I take it? I know how to take it.
Yeah, you just put them on your arm and pop them and then throw the empties in the garbage. Yeah. You're like, that's like a credit and a half that and you're perking right up and you feel good now.
Oh, just crack the neck a bit.
Cracking your neck and realizing how bad you smell. And with that, Benjamin, I want to know this. What did Benjamin do with enough money to buy half a town?
What he wants to do is, especially kind of that whole issue with the building and the door didn't really sit right with him.
Yep.
So what he's going to try to do is that Electrum kind of basically training to kind of make things as stupidly thin as possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it may not even necessarily work this time, but he wants to see if he can combine that with possibly even a quartz crystal just to have it vibrate just enough to possibly be able to separate like nanomachine type things.
You want to build a nanomachine filter system?
Not so much a filter, but so much as like a separator. So kind of like so you can put a slight distance between them, just enough that you can kind of see what might be on a lower layer.
Okay, I think I know what you mean. And we'll work on this as we go along, but yes, you do. You have a ridiculous amount of money and skills from one of the most talented people in the history of time and space, having taught you how to do this. Plus, you're damn bright, let's face it. So, yeah, you puzzled this out. You had almost a month. And you have... Why not? I read a lot of cyberpunk. You have this, it looks like steel wool. Like really, really fine steel wool. Oh, no, it doesn't. It looks like a piece of shag carpet, but really, really short shag. Like that tall. And if you kind of look at it, it moves a little bit, almost like wheat in a field. And it is a nano assembler disassembler. It does not have the nanobots in it, but it's basically a nano world where you can keep them, program them, and then send them out.
Okay. I'm going to leave that behind because I don't want to have to leave that behind, especially with leaving it in a nano machine building.
Yes. The other thing is you are unsure, really unsure, how much of a cloud effect is required to make nanos function. So the technology may not exist. If you were to take this thing into the past, you may end up with the inert carbon powder in there because there's not enough of a connection for them to do something. You're not sure.
Or have to go talk to some people that make a local, like even a chip with a local server on it kind of thing.
Yep.
But that's
exactly.
not really Benjamin's expertise.
But yeah, so for now, you've got this little, like I said, it looks for all the world like a tiny carpet sample. But this is what it is. This is so make a note of that because I will probably forget. But yeah, you have created a nano biome, essentially. All right, so that's 2. That brings us to Tholo.
Well, Tholo wouldn't really share any of this, so
No.
I'll give you some bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
If one were to see Tholo in the last few weeks, you may have seen him giving a little bit of his credit to the poor. He got a little bit of an excited feeling in Shakespeare's time when he experienced that. So he's been kind of a little bit of philanthropy happening. A lot of his money would have been spent on travel within obviously this time period, but different places as far and wide as he could throughout. And what else can I give you? Let's just say there may be a few more minor injuries, but he's hiding them well.
Yep. So for now, they're not going to show. They'll probably find out when you guys have to get changed.
Yeah.
But so with that, the other 2 show up. There is an ecstatic cardinal in a chair. You cannot see the vibration you can't see the chair vibrating or the cardinal vibrating, but he's just blissed. Just
hey friends, good day. Try these chairs. These are some good chairs.
As he leans forward to say this, the chair helps him lean forward. You see it push behind him almost like hands.
You said there was another set of chairs in the room?
There are 3 more chairs. And now that you look, there are actually initials on them, kind of vague. It's dark gray on dark gray, but now that you look, they have initials on them. It was pure luck and narrative necessity that he touched the right one.
Come on over,
them
Ben.
Specific to each of you after he touched them. So yes, your initials are on there.
They're kind of creepy. I can see that face, Ben. They're kind of creepy, but they're comfy.
Oh yeah, it is really weird because as he turns his head, it's like cupping the back of his head. It's almost like he's slightly sunk into it, and it's helping him move.
It gives you massages and vibrates and stuff. I bet you even has a heating system. It's so good.
But there's another set of chairs.
There are also the very nice office chairs that Asher bought and put in the other warehouse. They've been moved here as well.
That's better than the plastic stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the office chair.
I
don't know why.
You're missing out. You're missing out, buddy. I bought those chairs. There's no vibration. There's no heat. These are great.
Well, I'm very, very curious, and I'm going to go to the one that's got my initials on it, I would assume.
Yeah.
And first, I'm just going to put both of my hands on the arms and see what happens.
And it kind of starts to wrap up around your palms and fingers.
Oh, I move my hands way away from that chair, and I go sit on the office chair beside Benjamin.
And as you sit down on the office chair, you look over and the chair just...
Oh, I think the chair's sad. You hurt its
Kind of-
feelings.
changes
That's your
shape in a
feelings, that's
very
even worse.
organic and smooth way.
Good point.
Yeah.
I'm curious, narrator. Does Tholo's chair have a T as the first initial or a different letter? Because we found out Tholo's short for Bartholomew last time. So I'm curious what the initials are.
And that would be, this is weird, but that would be Tholo's choice without Tholo actually knowing. So what would the letter be? In other words, that's what I thought. Yeah, there's no secrets getting given away here. The narrator is smarter than that. So yeah, it's a T. Yeah. Good question.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that
I
very
think
much.
I would look at the chairs and go, hey, they've got our initials on them. And Tholo, yours even has a T. I guess, yeah, that's kind of, we learned last time your name's Bartholomew. You like Tholo better?
Don't.
Oh, you don't like it? It's not, okay, not chosen name. Don't like it. Not going there. No. Okay, no.
Introduced
Tholo.
themselves as Tholo for a reason.
Whew. All right,
The
buddy.
head.
No more
As if to
Bartholomew.
save the moment, the head drifts up out of the giant, the ebony box at the end of the room. The golden head floats up and the voice comes out and says, "There has been a small change of plan.
Oh,
Your
Aw.
get-up will no longer be necessary."
I look
And without
directly
the
at
head
been
him.
moving at
practicing
all,
the
you knew it was all about
crosses.
yeah, you knew it was about you. So yeah, there's a complete lack of actual reaction because this is essentially a physical object, right? But you get the sensation that it went and gave you the eyebrow.
Nice.
It's a very emotive, non-moving face.
Did you see that, Tholo? That face is giving me sass. That non-emotive sass face.
And
Gee, I wonder
suppose-
why.
I'm sure your chair is compensating.
It's rubbing
It's
his
pretty nice.
shoulders.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good.
You have to go there, Benjamin.
It has been discovered over the course of the last 22 days that the Pope Joan question is no longer actually a question. It appears, as unfortunate as it is, that she never existed.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's the probable actual history, so it's a nice way to... Anyway, the narrator continues. However, I believe I can make it up to you. What do you know about the assassination of one President John Fitzgerald Kennedy?
Absolutely nothing.
I like to
Whatever,
imagine there was that couple of seconds of absolute silence before Tholo broke it. Yeah.
Yeah, Asher's definitely on like Glass's Wikipedia. Like, Jeff Kennedy, quick.
As you reach for the bar, over on the wall, a screen appears. A weirdly old-fashioned two-dimensional screen, almost like a projection on the wall. In fact, it's flickering. You know that's got to be an artificial effect. Maybe you would have heard of it. No, not by 2077. What's
is down the
showing on the
road.
wall is the Zapruder film. Yes. So the car drives down the street. I'm not going to go into ridiculous details. There is an obvious point at which he is hit. The car speeds off. November 22nd, 1963. As always, you will be provided with clothing. Unfortunately, given the security in the area, weapons will not be available to you on this trip. You will be provided with sufficient amounts of the local currency. And I must say, there is some concern as to where you'll be landing, or to be more precise, when you'll be landing. We're not 100% sure.
Well, what do you mean? It's been pretty accurate all the other times, narrator.
It is. In this instance, though, we were aiming for a very specific moment in time. You could have met Shakespeare on any day. You could have met Midas on any day. Robin Hood as well. This one, November 22nd, 1963. We're not sure if we can be that precise, to be honest.
So what you're saying is we might happen to be there too late or too early.
Indeed.
Okay.
What's
The first thing we do is... What's the what?
The main goal. What are we trying to achieve here?
Our employer wants to know more than he has ever wanted to know anything. And you realize they've slipped with a pronoun there? They've never given you a pronoun before? They want to know what really happened on that day.
I look over to Asher first and then to Benjamin. Can you give me a brief history lesson here? I don't know what originally is said to have happened.
So glasses say President of the United States, pretty popular, has a big family, lots of following, got shot. They say it's this one guy, Oswald something. Let me read that again. What does it say there?
It says Lee Harvey Oswald from the School Book Depository is the official story. Yeah. It's also famous for having dozens of conspiracies associated with it.
Some people think even though that he was shot by multiple people at the same time.
All right. Sounds interesting.
Oh dear.
And what role are we to be playing there? Are we befriending? Are we bodyguards? Do we know? Just bystanders?
You would be observers.
Can I be his cardinal? Does he have a? He was Catholic, right? He had his own personal cardinal.
There is what is known as a pregnant pause comes out of the head, just waiting for you to be done.
Everyone's patience is being tried tonight.
Sorry.
Are you though?
The chair just makes me feel really good. Oh, all right, fine.
I think you were better with a hangover. Wait, I don't know that.
No. You do, however, hear, I may return that chair. I'm just being a dick. Never mind. That does not happen. It is not getting. It's not judging him. So, with that, as always, the narrator says to you, as per normal, down the hall, the changing rooms you will find, I'm afraid it's rather drab. And the head starts to sink back into the box, slow enough that you've got time if you wish to say anything.
Bye, narrator. All right. Okay, let's go get some clothes. Let's see what they left. Let's go take a look. Although it means leaving this chair. I turn around and give it a big old hug before I leave.
I'm just gonna go.
As you say, I'm going to leave this chair, it actually pushes you out quite forcefully. And you turn around and look, and it says in black, dark, even darker gray letters against the gray, this stitching pops up, and it says it's for your own good. And it forms back into a neutral chair. It loses its connection to you specifically for now.
Whoa.
It's like a mama bird has kicked the baby out of the nest. No, you have to go now.
Pretty creepy.
If I don't do this, you'll stay here forever. These chairs are that good. Just so you know, it was you that made them that good. They were only just going to be massage chairs when this started, but anyway.
You got better.
Down the hall, into the room, Bland is an understatement. Gray suit, black shoes, white shirt, narrow black tie, fedora, all identical. Same pale blue pocket square, all identical.
I can rock this, I guess. Starts changing.
I believe the point is not to, but
Exactly.
Oh,
As you
come
pull
on,
it, as
Ben.
you pull it on, this is not tailored.
Oh,
Asher,
no.
yeah, this is
no.
this is the dreaded OTS.
Oh,
Off
no.
the shelf.
Oh, that's not fitting, Benjamin.
No, none of it fits any of you, but it is exactly what everybody would have been wearing, basically, right? Unless you were the elite. This
Oh,
is
Ben,
these,
that's
you know,
looking
at
tight
that
up
point in
top,
time,
eh?
yeah. Yeah, there is quite a bit of shoulder. I'm not gonna lie. There's quite a bit of shoulder going on, and it's very structured. Here goes my nerd again. I sold suits for a while. These are very heavily structured suits. This is 20-pound weight wool in and out with the structure inside. They don't have a waistcoat because the waistcoat is built into the suit jacket. When you buckle the one up, you're basically doing up two jackets, one inside another. The trousers are silk lined all the way down to past the knee, and hot because they're also 20-pound wool, and you're in Texas. It is November, so you're gonna live, but even then, it's hot and it's itchy. Socks and sock suspenders, black socks, suspenders, and black shoes, black laces, leather soles, kind of
What was
slippy.
the fedora?
The fedora is exactly the least stylish fedora you have ever seen. It is just like a block printed, like a Lego hat fedora. They're all that similar.
I like the
Does
hat,
it
but
match
everything
the
else is...
suit, or does it match the shoes?
The hat actually matches the suit. And the band. This is your one touch of pizzazz. The headband on the fedoras is the same pale blue as the pocket square.
Ooh.
Does the material seem the same as the previous get-ups, or does it seem like...
Of course it was Benjamin asked. You kind of crunch. Yeah, this stuff is just like the other stuff. This is modern material designed to feel and look like the old stuff. So the same rules apply. Thank you for bringing it up. Don't leave any there. It would be a massive anachronism if it were to show up in 1963.
Is it
So
actually
Kennedy,
itchy then?
so-
Sorry, too. Yeah.
You know what? Sure. Yeah. Just because they want. Yeah. It's because you're supposed to look itchy. It's part of the thing.
Does that mean it's just as restrictive too, if we were to try
Yes.
and move in it?
Yeah, you're gonna have to, at least if you're getting into fisticuffs, you're gonna have to at least undo the jacket, which would not be done in public, generally speaking. It's a very formal time, especially considering you're being sent back to the day of a presidential visit, the first and only time a president, to my knowledge, had ever visited that city. So this was a
Assuming, of course, we
big
get
deal.
there on that day.
If you get there on that day, yes, yeah.
And a button-up shirt underneath.
Yep, white button-up shirt,
you
narrow
said
silk
white.
tie. Yep,
Right.
narrow black silk tie. And yeah, by the time you're in it, it's like the starch simulation is there, the itchy wool simulation is there. It's hot and sweaty. You step through the door into that boring little room with the door at the other end. Door closes behind you.
All right.
We're kind of sitting down.
Yep.
I know the particularly tall building, I know that vibrates.
Yep.
Is the wall something similar in this particular room, or is it very solid, like it's a solid material?
You reach up and, Benjamin, put your hand on the wall. And for a second, it feels like it looks like it almost did to what the couch did to these two. It kind of wrapped around your fingers, but then your hand actually goes through.
Ooh.
And for all three of you, the room just pixelates. It just
Pull it back.
Benjamin, what'd you do?
As you say that, you look around and you can't see either one of the other two.
Wait, I can't or Benjamin can't?
None of you can. In fact, Benjamin, we're going to start with you. You go to put your hand through the wall, it explodes, your eyes blink, your eyes open. You're in a dusty building. You can tell, you can see out the window, you're on the second floor. There's nobody in this building. It is really dusty. You look around, beside you, there's Dick and Jane readers. There's math textbooks on this side. Over on this side here, there's Moby Dick, 500 copies of Moby Dick. Some of them have got rude words written on them.
Am I at the like that seaside area? Or am I somewhere else?
You step to the window and you look out to see where you are. Below you is Dealey Plaza. You're on the second floor of the school book depository. It's a 6-story building. And from what you remember, Oswald fired from the top floor.
That's not supposed to happen.
You look to your left, and the motorcade is coming up the street.
Oh, I gotta go. Okay. Up I
You
go.
do. Up the stairs. Up. You're going all the way to the top?
I'm going to go up to the 5th floor and then carefully go up to the 6th as to not be heard.
When you get to the 5th floor, I want you to give me a...
Ooh.
Yeah, give me a grace check as you try and kind of go quietly from that point on.
Okay, against?
5. You're the only thing moving in a big empty building.
No.
You start to move forward as quietly as you can, and you bump into a pile of books, and they start to slide. You reach over and grab them. You stop them from falling.
Okay.
And you very gently line them back up. Give me a reason check, please.
Reason.
Or intuition, whichever one you prefer.
I like intuition.
Okay.
Intuition against...
So
5 or...
This is
6?
not easy. Yeah, this is a challenge. Yeah. A success. You hear through a door movement. You hear, huh? You're still on the 5th floor, but the noise you heard is from a door on this floor. And where you're at, that would be the room that the noise came out of faces onto Dealey Plaza.
Yeah, so
Dealey Plaza, right? I checked everything else. Yeah.
And from reasoning, I know that the person I'm particularly thinking I need to find is on the 6th floor.
Yes.
What kind of door is it that I'm next to?
This is like a storeroom inside a storeroom, right? The rest of this room it's big open space and it's just shelving units. This is a small sort of office in the corner.
Okay.
So it's just a really cheap wooden door. An interior door, right? I mean, there's nothing to it. It's not locked.
Oh, dear.
You look down at the books you just piled up and it says Applied Physics on the top, ironically.
I'm about to.
You almost knocked them over. Yeah, you almost applied physics.
Oh, chances are.
I'm going to shut up and let you think. What are you doing?
I mean, well, if I think the person that I'm particularly looking for is on the 6th floor and somebody heard me on the 5th, I'm going to, well, at this point, I'm going to run up to the 6th.
Just sprint up there? Absolutely.
Run up to the 6th, and hopefully the person hears me running up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. You run up the stairs to the 6th floor, and you see it's exactly the same as the floor below you. It's different books, obviously, but it's exactly the same layout and exactly that same room with exactly that same door lies in front of you, except now you're up on the 6th floor.
Okay, so I'm gonna motorcade's coming. So how long is it? So how long would you say I think I have before?
You're inside the building. You haven't seen the motor. You only saw it for a couple seconds, and it hasn't turned the corner yet, or it hadn't turned the corner yet. Since then, you've gone up 3.5 floors, almost knocked some stuff over, thought about going through a couple of different doors. Seconds. You've got seconds before he's in range. You're watching the Zapruder film in your head, and he's coming into shot. Yeah.
I'm going to
bad choice of words.
Go up and crack the door because I know I can't interrupt the person who needs to shoot because he needs to do this.
Yep. You sneak up Give me a grace check.
Oh boy.
Difficulty 5.
Still 5. Still can't
Wouldn't
do
have
anything with grace.
Click! You pull the door open, and you see laying in front of you on a pile of books. They've made like a nest, like a platform of books, and used more books to make a brace for the rifle. Smallish man, dark hair. You know enough to know he's in the proper form. He's got his legs spread. He's slightly off center. He's in the sniping position. He's comfortable. He's in the zone. And he starts to turn to look at you because he heard the door.
I'm looking behind me to see if somebody's coming through the door that I just came through from the 5th floor.
So you turn to look behind you. There's nobody coming behind you. You look again. He's dropped the rifle. He's pushing himself up off the floor and turning towards you and reaching for his belt where you see a pistol on his hip.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. In that case, I'm going to slam the door and start running the other direction. Because I'm going to be running from...
You slam the door and... You slam the door and run. You are in this mass... Oh, I love this. It's like a maze of books, and it's all those spindly gray shelving units that you know if you touch them, not only are they going to make a whole bunch of noise and let everybody know where you are, they're probably going to fall over, and there's probably going to be dust everywhere.
That's good for later.
So you take off running. Behind you, you hear the door open. We're going to do some dueling stuff here.
Oh, fine.
Let's do, we're both going to roll versus the same target number. This is just you fleeing and him chasing. So let's do, it doesn't matter. Let's do them 5s. You would be rolling grace or power, your choice, and he as well.
Versus
the target
5.
number is 5.
Yep.
0 successes versus 1. You turn and sprint. You slam the door, and it does that annoying thing where it goes boom and bounces back open because it's one of those cheap ass doors. And you just as you see that, you turn to run, and as you do, your foot catches one of these loose books on the floor. It goes over and hits that pile of applied physics books, and they finally do tumble to the ground. There's a big poof of dust. And you hear leather shoes behind you, pop, 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 coming across the room. You don't want to look because he is that close. You know he's almost got line of sight on you.
He's a
and you also know from what you remember, he's a trained Marine. What are you doing? You going to continue to run, or you got another plan now?
Okay, so I tripped over something. I'm on the ground. There's some shelving around.
No, you're still up. You just kind of punted it on the way by and made a big mess. You're still here.
On the way by.
Yeah.
In that case, I mean, if I know he's chasing me, I want to pull one of the shelves as I'm kind of passing, pull it behind me, and try to bring a little bit of cover.
You bet. Give me a strength. And he's going to try and run right over the top of that.
Strength against 5 again?
And 5s again, yeah. I'm just going to use 5s as a generic number. It's a good one. Oh, okay. Yeah, you run and you hear him behind you skittering in around the corner you just came around, and you realize these are 12-foot long shelves. You've only got a 12-foot lead, but you just grab that one and pull behind you, and you feel the entire collected works of Milton just crashing down across this small space, and underneath it you hear You kind of turn around and look, and you can see he's buried under there. He's no means dead in any way, shape, or form, but the pistol is separated from him. You can see it on the floor.
He's Marine. He'll be out in probably a minute.
Yep.
Minute tops. So I'm just going to get out of here because I also know that the shot's supposed to come from here and it's not going to. So I've already broken some things.
Speaking of which, you just basically keep running, right? And you get to the stairs to get out of this building. You're on the 6th floor. You get to the top of the staircase. Behind you and below you, from the 5th floor, you hear the sound of a rifle. Bang.
Excuse me? So,
Bang.
Hearing that, and knowing that I do need to make a bit of haste on this, I'm going to I'm guessing it's like that, that spiral-ish kind of.
Yep. It's
half
just
stairs.
the zigzag stairs. Yeah.
So this is gonna be a dumb decision, but this is Benjamin in a nutshell. He's gonna
Yep.
jump the railing and drop to the 5th floor.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I need to know who this guy is.
Yeah. And I mean, it hurts those ankles and knees.
No.
It's just
The shoes are not designed for what I'm doing, but doing it anyway.
You stand up and you are within a couple of meters of this door that you heard the sound behind before.
I can't get
As you stand there trying to figure out what to do, the door slams open in front of you. You are face to face with John Wilkes Booth.
At the reaction to the door coming open, I'm going to swing a punch.
No, sorry. No, sorry. Lee Harvey Oswald. Wrong guy. Wrong one. No, you are face to face with the same guy you just knocked down upstairs.
So
it is exactly the same guy.
So
you can hear him thumping and banging upstairs.
Yeah, so the guy upstairs.
Lee Harvey Oswald just opened the door in front of you. He's got the rifle over his shoulder, the Mannlicher carbine.
Then who's upstairs?
And your hand very slowly starts reaching for the rifle. He's 10 feet away from you.
No.
You hear sirens out the window behind it.
Who's upstairs?
My brother.
Of course there are two of you. We need to go.
Yep.
Son of a gun. I'm going to punch the rifle straight up. I'm hoping I can break the barrel or at least bend it against the door frame so it's unusable.
Absolutely. Give me a strength check versus a 6. You're trying to break or bend gunmetal steel. So this is a Benjamin moment. Using all of his knowledge. Oh, dear. Using all of his knowledge that he's completely forgotten in this split second. He spent too much time with Electrum. You got soft. Your iron bending skills are gone. You grab the rifle and slam it against the door frame only to have it go off in your hands. It's right past your ear. So you're all but deafened. Your inside of your hands are just burning from holding onto the barrel.
Yeah.
And Booth is still looking at you. Or I keep saying that. Lee Harvey Oswald is still looking at you over the thing, trying to pull it out of your hands.
I'm sure that's next week. Okay, we have to go.
And at that moment, we're going to cut away. 2. Tholo. The room explodes into 1,000 million pixels. You close your eyes, you open them again, you stumble backwards against a rail car. You kind of look and you're in a rail yard. There's row after row after row of tracks with trains on them, some of them with engines that are idling, some of them that are just boxcars. Just ahead of you, there's a small park and a small green rise with a single tree on top of it. At the bottom of that tree stand 2 adult men. Leaning against that fence, and there's a fence on the other side of them. Leaning against that fence is a rifle. You look around quickly. Steely Plaza. You can hear the applause. This is happening right now.
Can they see me?
They are staring over the fence. They are just like hunters watching their prey come up the street.
Gotcha. And
for what it's worth, if you knew, one of them looks a lot like Alan Dulles, the CIA director at the time.
The rifle is leaning against the fence beside which one of them?
It's kind of right between the two of them. But it's clear looking at them. One of them is sort of more of a business-looking person. Like the suit looks like it fits. The other one looks like the way they're standing, they look more military.
And to get my bearings, see what I am supposed to be seeing here, they're looking over the fence as the parade essentially is happening.
Yep. Exactly.
Coming by.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually not going to do much of anything until they go to reach for the gun.
Okay. So you're watching. You're a short distance away. So they are completely oblivious to you, and you're watching, and you can hear the swell of the audience cheering as the motorcade approaches. You can see even off some of the surfaces, you can see the flashing red lights of the police escort. And as you sort of peek up and look over, maybe you have to climb a step or two on one of these boxcars to see over the fence a little more from this distance. But you can see the famous Secret Service running alongside the car, the open-topped car. You look back, the one in the suit just looks at the one that looks like he's military and nods his head and starts to step backwards. The military one reaches for the rifle.
And to be clear, our mission is to know what happened exactly, not to try to stop it.
Yes.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I just watch.
The soldier picks up the rifle. You can hardly, and I can see it. I could see it on you. Just, how do I not stop this? The rifle comes up. You hear a bang, but the rifle did not kick. You see the soldier look up and to the left at a building all the way across the road. He looks at the man in the suit, drops the rifle, turns, and starts to run straight at you. As he's doing it, he's pulling off his tie and his shirt and his suit jacket, and underneath it you see workman's clothes. He looks terrified. To see any more, I need to see a reason or intuition check out of you.
Okay, I imagine that I haven't been standing dumbfounded in the middle of nowhere. I do imagine being somewhat hidden as they come toward me.
Between a couple of railway cars. Yeah, he hasn't seen you. He's in a panic state of running away. So but he's heading towards the rail yard that you're in.
And you want intuition or reason against?
5. It's a nice number. 1 success. In all of that, you see, and again, like the shirt's coming off. This is a pro. He is not dropping anything. As it comes off, he's balling it up into like around his wrist, so he's not leaving any evidence behind. You look up over his shoulder. The man in the suit is reaching into his jacket and into what is obviously a shoulder holster, and is looking with hate at the back of the soldier running away from him. And he's starting to draw a weapon.
Okay. So the guy running faster toward me is about to get shot, essentially.
Yes, in the back.
And, okay.
Unarmed, after having not shot the president. By a man who may or may not be the head of the CIA.
Can I see if I can get my foot out and trip him?
Absolutely. Yes, that is beautiful. Give me grace, and that is such a good idea. I would like you to add a die. So against 5s, but whatever your grace is, add another die. Just a brilliant idea die. And I'm going to write that into the official rules of the game after we're done.
Against 5.
Yep.
Oh. Just missed.
You stick your foot out. And he's a trained soldier. He just vaults it. And then kind of hardly looks at you on the way by. Just like, what the? And he's gone in amongst the trains. You look up. And the man in the suit has got his gun in his hand and he's looking at you. He's quite a distance away. It would be a long shot for a pistol. You see him realize that and start to move towards you. He's not running. He's walking firmly towards you with the pistol. It's just at his side yet. He hasn't even pulled it up on you yet. Over the fence, you hear sirens, screaming, the howling of tires as the car tears away.
Knowing that I usually, despite these roles, am very graceful.
Yes.
And that I could potentially get myself out of this swiftly, I simply stand and raise both hands.
Yeah.
The person he was originally going to shoot is gone.
Yep.
And then I take a side step as if to move out of his way.
He's still continuing to come towards you. He sees the hands go up, and there's no change to the expression. It is hate-filled, and it is looking right at you. And then he almost stumbles. And then boom, 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 slows down and stops. And he's about 30 feet away from you. You've turned sideways. The path is open. The pistol is still down by his leg. He's not looking at you. He's looking above you. You kind of quick glance up. There's two, what at the time would have been called hobos, standing on top of the rail car with big rocks, looking down at the man in the suit.
They look as though they're about to throw the rocks at him.
At him.
I stay pressed up against whatever I was hiding behind before.
The pistol moves just a fraction of an inch, one of the rocks off the shoulder. You see the guy reach into his pocket and pull out another one. And you can see, it ripped the jacket. The shirt underneath is ripped. You can see blood on the shoulder. It was a strike. He starts to back away. The pistol starts to come up again, and you can see, you can hear above you as one of them steps. He's, no. And he slides the pistol back into the shoulder holster and grabs his arm and starts to back away from you, back towards the street.
If I look up at them now that the threat is gone, what do I see?
You see two scruffy fellas, obviously living on the rails. They skitter down the side of the boxcar just in a heartbeat, just boom, drop beside you. And one of them looks at you and just hands you this, like a mason jar full of this thick, clear liquid. It's like Everclear gone bad. It's just, you can smell it. It's making your eyes water. It's so strong. This is homebrew moonshine.
Do you two want to help me catch that guy?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, so the three of us now?
Yep.
Run after him to tackle him down.
Absolutely. The three of you go to chase down Alan Dulles. Excellent. Perfect time to switch. Asher. The room explodes.
Yeah.
A million billion pixels in every direction. You blink, your eyes open.
Ben, you broke it. Solo?
You say to the blue sky above you. You look down, you're standing on top of a building. There's a huge, you've taken it for a moment to be an air conditioner unit, but it isn't. It's a swamp cooler. It's just a big thing of water with fans blowing across it. Pre-air conditioning, what they used to do with big buildings. You look around and you recognize the scene. You just watched it this morning. You are on a rooftop about 2 to 3 blocks away from Dealey Plaza. Actually,
Whoa.
because you've got the image, isn't that the actual image behind you?
Okay. Behind me.
So those double red buildings right above your shoulder there. You're on the very center part of that. So there's the little bit, then there's the other little bit, then there's the two buildings. You're right up on top of that. It's November.
Get up
it's
here?
blowing. It's nasty up here. There's dirt. There's beer bottles broken. There's rude words scrawled in the tar. There's a couple blankets in the corner. Looks like maybe somebody slept up here at one point. And then you freeze because just below you, like one terrace below you, over in one corner, looking down over the plaza. First of all, you see down in the plaza, it's forever away. It's got to be 3/4 of a mile from here, like over a kilometer away. You see the car turning into the plaza, the motorcade.
Oh, crap.
And you kind of scan back from it to you, and one level below you, which is, because we're using that picture now, 3 stories below you, and then out a ways, set up in the corner, is what looks like a sniper's nest. But there are a number of odd things about this sniper's nest. One is the weapon. It's as long as a sniper rifle, but it's got fins and discs and flashing light rows. And the stock kind of has this weird wraparound sort of C-shaped thing that looks like it clamps onto whoever fires it. And
Sounds
speaking,
like a bazooka.
it's like,
like
it
really
looks
big?
for all the world like something off the cover of a It Can't Be. And then you see the person step out from behind. They've been kind of huddling behind a chimney. Person who's going to shoot this thing. 1.5 meters tall. It's got gray skin. Very large head. Gray skin. Very large head. 2 large almond-shaped eyes. And a little
Alien?
silver belt. It is an alien.
Cool.
You look back at the weapon, and it's some sort of ray gun.
Why in the hell would aliens want to kill JFK? Okay. The cars come around the corner, and I don't have time to make it down there.
Of course you do. There's wires
I do?
running down. Of course you do. I'm not going to wreck the story because of physics. You can get down there any way
Okay.
you like. There's wires.
I'm going down.
I like the wires. I like the
I'm
zip
going
line
down.
thing.
Let's go zip line. Asher's zip lining down to an alien. And I'm not trying to be graceful about it.
No.
I'm going to try to distract him.
Yeah.
Or them. I'm going to distract them. And I'm going down the wire. And I'm not assuming gender of an alien. And I'm
Nope.
just yelling, "Hey, alien! Look at me! Alien!"
Give me a grace roll. You pull out the collar, the clerical collar from your previous outfit, and fold it in half and use it as the thing to slide down the zip line with.
Yeah.
So yes, give me a grace as you slide down this line to attempt to get nearer to the alien.
Against what?
5s. Let's just do tonight's the night of the 5s.
I miss and I miss. 2 misses.
Oh no. Okay. So yeah, you start to slide down. I was looking at roll 20, waiting for dice to show up. I forgot you're rolling.
Oh
dice.
yeah, I'm using
yes.
Asher's lucky dice. Yeah.
Yes, not so lucky in this case.
Not so
you start to
lucky,
slide
yeah.
down, and it gives. It just
Uh-oh.
in your hands, and you're about 30 feet up, like 10 meters up, before you start to plummet towards this alien creature. It finally hears you, because I'm assuming you squawk or some sort of thing. They make some sort of noise. Yeah. Or if nothing else, the wire's going boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's right. You said you were screaming and trying to attract his attention.
Yeah.
So it spins around, reaching for a blaster pistol on its hip.
Well, I'm falling through the air.
Yep. You smash to the ground, and I mean, like, so, yeah.
Okay, ow.
Yeah.
And where is the alien now? I'm underneath it? Like, it's standing
you
above
are,
me?
actually, I would like you to give me, we're actually going to do some potential damage here. The building is essentially going to attack you. So I would like you to roll your body as defense. So attack, defense, whatever your body is.
My mind's much higher, but okay. All right, so here we go. I rolled a 5.
All right, so you managed to, there is an attempt to shoot you, and you, as you're falling, you manage to catch yourself and not take damage. Okay. You absorb the damage that he is attempting to shoot you with. That's where I was trying to get to. I blanked there for a second. Again, I looked over and there was no dice roll, so I blanked, but yeah, it attacked.
Sorry,
it missed. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so I'm lying on the ground. Somehow I'm not hurt. And I
absorbed the impact.
Whoa, no, shoot.
Perhaps you landed on your ego.
I land on my soft ego, on that hair that flows greatly in the wind. Okay, so I'm lying under the alien, and I'm all about talking and trying to get myself out of situations. So I'm just going, hello, friend. I was way up there, and I saw you down here, and are you from another planet? Like, I've never met someone like you. I'm so excited. I just had to come and say hello. How's it going?
And as you continue on and on, just very slowly puts the blaster away on its hip. It just keeps its head's going back and forth. You're like a cat or a dog, and you're not quite sure whether they understand or not. Yeah, just kind of. Maybe it's
what are you
maybe it's
doing
just
here?
will it ever stop? Whatever it is, there's a reaction behind you or behind them as you start. Are you going to stand up? I guess would be the question because you're still laying on the roof.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand up. Friend, I'm friendly. I just want to get to know you. How tall is the alien? I don't want to be like looming over it.
You would be. It's 1.5 meters tall, so like 4.5 feet.
In that case, I think I just get up onto my knees, like squat, maybe be down underneath it on purpose, like hands up,
and look over the railing, sort of down onto the plaza itself. You hear the shot ring out. No, not yet. No, you don't. I take that back. Oh. You look over your shoulder. You see the car turn the corner. There's some sort of a kerfuffle starts to happen in a small park. You can see that, just sort of down and to your left, and there is a. I know what you see. You look down at the crowd, and you're looking around, and even though it is a sunny November day, a man in the crowd opens his umbrella. And the alien who's looking over the railing with you goes, "Oh!" and leaps for the rifle.
Hey, don't shoot. That's it. Yeah, it's not good. Well, what are you shooting? Who are you shooting? Why are you shooting? You don't even speak. You don't seem to speak English.
It utterly ignoring you, and it is tracking. You can see because of your glasses. Oh, I love this. You can see because of your glasses the invisible laser sight as it scans down, finds the car, tracks the driver, the passenger, Jackie, and then over to the president.
So I'm trying to, I'm pretty quick. I'm trying to figure out why hasn't he shot me? What's obviously he's trying to shoot the president, but he has some motive here. I'm like, I start talking to the alien again. Why are you here? What do you need? If it's you're here for money, for politics, I know people. I'm high up. I'm trying to get his attention.
Give me an intuition. Yeah, give me an intuition roll.
All right, against what?
5s, because that's the number tonight.
Okay. Come on, 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. You're kind of reaching out and you're talking like this because this is how you do this. This is how you make this connection with people.
Thinking out loud, yeah.
It's absolutely, and you're still looking down and you can see that dot does not move off the president. But the alien looks at you slightly and you hear a voice in your head. To mess with history.
Ooh. But see, I'm from the future. I'm trying to get its attention.
Yeah.
I'm from the future. And I happen to know that this is a part of history already. So if you don't shoot, you are messing with history. As in the future, this is part of all the history books. And so if you're not shooting, then you're going to be messing around with history. I'm from over 100 years into the future. I can prove it by, you can't have these, and I show kind of the glasses and the screen running along inside of it, and the tracking and everything.
Well, then you know this world is a hologram.
Yes, I do know that. I do know this world is a hologram.
All I'm doing then is reprogramming.
Well, why do you want to reprogram it if this is already the program and your point is to mess with history? Then why don't you just not kill the hologram?
Who took the Americans to space?
Neil Armstrong. The United States.
He looks pointedly down at the car. And you hear in your head a speech. We will go to the moon in this decade, not because it is easy, but because it is hard. Kennedy was first-handed responsible for funding NASA to get into space.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my glasses would tell me that. I would know that and be like, well, JFK, but you already did that by this point. That's already set into the future. How are you? And by this time, this is a long conversation.
It is. And the car is still approaching and narrative time has taken over because I want to have this conversation. So
yeah, me too.
it says to you, if he's allowed to live, space exploration will continue. You will
What's wrong
find
with that?
our base, and you will destroy us because you do that to everything.
Okay, that's fair enough. But I think we already are going to space with or without JFK. How is one man? That's
Tell
not.
me,
I mean, one man can change
how much
history,
of
but
the
we're already going
world's
to space.
energy is wasted trying to figure out who killed him?
A lot. Is that your point? Are you trying to waste the
Bang!
energy?
The bullet from the school book depository rings out, and without looking at exactly the same moment, the alien pulls the trigger.
I'm sorry to hear your planet exploded.
So am I.
So with this change of history,
Yep.
with this change of history, does your planet still get destroyed? Are you a time traveler like me?
Yes. And
So you're trying to
You
change
don't-
the history.
are you new?
I'm very new. Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
You can only change someone else's history. If this stops the invasion, it is not me and my people who will survive. It is an alternate worlds. I am doomed. When the batteries on my machine run out, I will go back to from whence I came. And 12 minutes and 42 of your seconds later, I will die, along with all of my people.
What's your name? Where are you from? So I can at least remember you.
We don't normally have names, but because of what I was sent here to do, and you look down, the car is now pulling away at speed. The mayhem has started. The sirens are blaring. And I'm sorry, what did you ask?
I asked what's their name and what's the planet they're from.
Right. We don't normally have names, but given my function here, I was called Kali.
Kelly, it's I'm so sorry for your future and for the planet that you come from.
It means destroyer of worlds.
Have you destroyed more than this world?
No, but I have destroyed this world 12, 13 times.
But it never changes your history. But you're trying to change. And now I'm reasoning out loud to myself and just looking
And
in
you
this
realize
face,
with
in
the
their
time
face
machine,
yeah, okay.
with the time, there's no limit to how many times they can try.
But I'm trying to understand it out loud and watching their
Yep.
reaction to be like, so what you're trying to do is save your planet and all of these alternate parallel dimensions by every time you go and you destroy this history so that the humans cannot go and destroy your planet. That's what you're trying to do? Am I understanding this?
Every time I do this, I save a world. Just not mine.
Is there no history in which Earth can be kind? Have you seen this history? You've seen many, many histories.
To be fair,
Is this
I
not
haven't.
Is that not a possibility to you? No?
Why did I only come to this one? And you hear beep, 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 beep. And he looks at what's clearly a wristwatch. And you can see it counting down. It's about 30 seconds.
What's your world? Can I save your world? What's your world called? Tell me what it's called. I'll try. I promise on my honor, I will try. I'll try to save your world. What is it called?
You call it Titan.
What do you call it?
Beep, 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 beep.
Tell me what you call it. How do I get there? What are the coordinates?
Titan is a moon of Jupiter or Saturn?
I think it's Saturn.
I think Saturn. Yes, Titan is a moon of Saturn.
I think it's Jupiter.
Jupiter. Either way, it's probably got water.
I mean,
That's all I know is it's
Jupiter.
probably got water. Either way, it doesn't matter.
That wasn't enough time to flirt with the alien. Okay, so with that, I look around me and I think, can I learn anything? And scan. I start taking pictures with my glasses of this really cool sniper, whatever's been left behind, if anything's been left behind.
It's all
Or
gone.
they took everything. Okay.
Everything disappeared when they disappeared. But as you look over the edge, you see the car, the motorcade vehicle. You watch the film. What you see in the car looks nothing like the film.
It's an alternate dimension.
It is not the forward snapping motion that is famous in the film. It is not the backward snapping motion that may have been a result of a shot fired from the grassy knoll. It's just a shudder and a drop. The glasses, almost of their own accord, zoom in and show you this distorted mass of melted flesh all down the side of Kennedy's face and underneath his coat. It looks nothing like the autopsy pictures.
Yeah. Alternate dimension. Or a parallel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
In the ensuing mayhem, the three of you manage to see each other because narratively, I'm not going to make you pretend you don't know where each other are and run around.
Can I see Tholo down in the park?
You can actually see them. Yeah, that makes sense because you saw the fun. You saw the weirdness going on.
Running.
Right? The three of them are chasing Alan Dulles up through the park. At that same moment, Benjamin comes roaring out of the bottom of the school book depository with his arms around. I'm assuming you were smart enough to leave the rifle upstairs with your arms around a person you recognize as Lee Harvey Oswald. There was definitely a shot came out of that building. You're on the roof.
I'm yelling at both of them, but they probably can't hear me. But I mean, I'm bad!
You guys, let's cut back to let's cut back to Tholo because you're the only one that's really got something still going on. I want to know, just because this does not need a roll. The three of you are darting. The two, I used the word because it was tramps. Let's use tramps. That's a less loaded word than hobo. So these two tramps and you are just darting through the rail yard, chasing this man in the suit as he's limping along. It's easy to follow because you can follow the blood trail on the white rocks. One of them sort of peels off to one side, one off to the other, and you can hear their feet crunching in the gravel as you guys tear through this rail yard. Every once in a while you hear, over here, and then you guys adjust your path. You come around one of the corners onto the old platform of an old station house that is obviously long out of use. This is only a freight yard now. But up onto the platform of this classic Gothic train station. There's all the walls, the gold-painted walls behind, but all the windows are boarded up. It's kind of a weird mix of brand new and shattered. You can see broken glass inside and outside the wood. And leaning against the wall with one hand up on it, he reaches into his jacket. Not in here where the gun is. He reaches into his hip pocket of his jacket and pulls out a little leather folder and flips it open and holds it out towards you. And it says, Alan Dulles, Director, CIA.
Okay, I'm going to flavor that a little.
Oh, yes, please do.
I imagine as that chase is happening,
yes,
various extravagant acrobatic parkour.
Oh, of course, yes. Yeah.
And as we enter into the space, it's actually a pin against a wall.
Okay, yep.
And as he reaches for the folder, even though it's not a pistol pocket, I knock the folder out of his hand.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The other two, if they've followed me relatively fast enough, maybe perhaps just catching up, I'm directing to hold him while I look at the folder and read it.
Absolutely. The one of them that threw the rock grabs the arm that's clearly, as you can see now, broken and pins him to the wall with that. The other one's holding the other arm. You look down and give me a reason check.
Against?
4s. This is not that difficult.
It's not a 5s night.
Nope.
Hey.
There you go. 2 successes. You realize 2 things. One, this is their real ID, and this is exactly who this is. This is the head of the CIA, and in some way, shape, or form, you stopped an assassination today. The second thing you realize is how desperate this person must be to have gotten to the point where the only defense they can think of is, don't kill me, I'm the head of the CIA. They can't even speak. They are like on the brink of a heart attack. They're loosening off their shirt and tie. The 2 of them have pinned him against the wall.
Yeah, keep holding him. And I go to the window to see if I can somehow see Ben or Asha.
You turn and look, and you can see sliding down a drain pipe, if I may be so bold, Asher off the building down a drain pipe. Ben and Lee Harvey Oswald come running into the end of the park at the other end of the trains. So you can now, all of you can suddenly all see each other.
When Tholo makes eye contact, hey buddy, I'm coming. Who do you got there? Okay, come help. I'm coming. Running over.
And then once Asha arrives, I explain, show folder, indicate person, explain what I saw.
Scanning with glasses and taking pictures of everything.
Yep. He is. It matches the. You've got 3D scans of all the people in your glasses. This is he.
All right. This is the director of the CIA. Why did you want to kill Kennedy?
Why the hell is he here? And he points past you at Oswald. And where's his brother?
Hey, Ben.
My plan was kind of entering.
Okay.
I was actually going to kind of release my grip on Oswald. So if he wanted to run, he probably could, and I wouldn't really resist him too much. So if he wanted to kind of follow in, I don't know.
He follows you like a sheep. Like there's no resistance left yet.
Interesting.
You think
In
your
fact,
brother's
now
gonna
that
be
you
fine,
mention
right?
it, he is glazed.
Oh, that's different.
Give me an intuition check.
Okay?
Can I scan him
that's-
while he's doing that?
Actually, all 3
Yeah.
of you can if you want. Have a look at him and sort of.
Can
Sure.
you intuition and some guessing 5?
Yep, 5s. This is a weird thing.
Okay. I got 2. If Ben doesn't.
1 success, 2 successes, and yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You're still dealing with the director. So. How do we do this? Oswald looks to you. At first, you think he's been drugged.
Oh, I was thinking hypnotized, but drugged works too.
Yes. Okay. So even better. You think, then you go, no, maybe hypnotized instead. And then you start to click. And just as it kind of clicks into your head, Asher, the glasses pop up. A little sentence on one side says MX Ultra.
Does MX
Okay,
Ultra mean anything to you,
fine.
Benjamin?
It starts to scroll on the glasses.
Okay.
Does it? Would Benjamin know?
Not Benjamin, but I was like, okay, guess we're going there. As a
Nick
player, I was
knows.
like, okay, that's. I was not expecting to go there tonight, but as Benjamin, he probably wouldn't have gone on that side of the history.
Okay. Asher,
Alright.
would you?
Yeah. So what do the glasses say? What does it say?
About. I'm sorry, I'm blanking up. I'm running out of coffee. here.
MK Ultra.
MK Ultra, of course. I mean, I wrote
What's it
this.
mean?
I
What
really
does it
should-
mean?
I'm running out of coffee.
You're leaving us on the edge, narrator. I gotta know.
I know this is like narrative thing too, right? I know exactly what I'm saying. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah.
MK Ultra starts to scroll up your glasses. This was a series of drug tests done by the American government to see if they could create super soldiers or at least brainwash soldiers using drugs.
All these were in Marvel movies. Sorry, that's
These are all based on things which MK Ultra has now been they finally admitted they actually really did this. So this is no longer a conspiracy. This actually happened. But yes, you recognize right away, this is someone who was in a post-hypnotic suggestion. They have fulfilled that, and now they're in blank mode. They're in a fugue state. They're without instructions.
Okay, so I'm reading all that. Tholo and Ben, Oswald, this guy, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's been drugged and hypnotized. He has no idea. He's working for someone else. There's no point in even keeping him here. He has no idea. He's just following you like a sheep because he doesn't know what he's supposed to do. He has no idea.
Oswald walks past you, Ben, and starts walking directly towards Alan Dulles.
Is he going to hurt him?
A tiny little flicker of life in his eyes.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out the situation. Am I reading it maybe correctly?
You guys,
Alan,
you look down, his trigger finger is just doing this. He has no
Oswald?
weapon. Yeah, he's walking directly towards Dulles.
I'm wondering if Dulles is controlling him, but
I'm
no.
thinking Dulles might be a target.
Dulles looks terrified. So look,
Okay.
You've got him. You and your friends have got the CIA director pinned up against the wall, coming towards him.
Ben, you better stop Oswald there. I think we.
You
should
guys
stop
heard
Oswald.
the shot, and nobody's mentioned the alien. So you guys heard the shot, and Ben has the Harvey Oswald with him, and he has bad intentions on Alan Dulles, who you have pinned to the wall.
I think we gotta stop. Ben, are you okay holding on to this guy while we figure out what's happening?
No, let him do it.
Let him kill him? I want to know why.
I mean,
There's more information to find out here.
He doesn't have a gun currently. He seems like he's trying to shoot him, and does the do I know he's the director at this point?
Yep, you've seen the idea.
If the director has a gun, I would suggest throwing it as far away as he can.
Okay, director, you're about to be killed unless you can tell us why. Why are you the target and what's going on? You tell us quick, or else he's killing you.
He just bites down like he's trying to be, he's not going to tell you. But Oswald says, "You killed all my brothers. Only 2 of us lived. And only because we did what you said."
I look at Solo. It's
the one
against
upstairs
my
in the
nature
okay,
to let
right?
him kill, but I'm wondering if we should let him kill. Sorry, go ahead, Ben.
I'm concerned about the one that might be like in this blank state under a bookshelf. That's what I'm slightly concerned about at this point. Because, he may have a rifle. Oh, if we're in range, this might get very spicy in the next few seconds. But that's not now a problem.
Wait, who has a rifle?
There were 2 shooters two potential shooters in the building.
Okay.
There was this man on the 5th floor and he's told me his
definitely
brother
a
who
later
attempted
problem.
to pursue me on the 6th.
You
Yeah,
realize
this is
realize
right now
now,
problem.
Benjamin, it's brother is the accurate term, but so is identical twin.
Fun. That would explain why. It's like, who knows? So they're going to recover him up, or somebody they think's him upstairs. I mean, it still works.
Yep, as you kind of puzzle through this, you look, and there are 50 police cars parked around the school book depository. And they're just charging in through all the doors. So yeah, one of them's going to get busted up there.
Okay.
That part of history still works. And then
I approach the 2 tramps, and as they're holding the agent down,
So I guess I'll kind of...
I reach
hold
into
him
his
from getting
pocket,
closer.
take the pistol,
Yep.
and hand it to the one with the itchy trigger finger.
Ooh.
And he takes it.
Are you going to drop the bullets, or are you just going to hand it to him loaded?
Fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
Asher, I'm Asher. You're Tholo. It doesn't make. We don't know for sure this isn't a trial. We don't know that he killed all those people. We don't like. But I'm not going to stop it. Like I'm not a fighter. Yeah.
And now he's killed 2 people today.
As he does, he just drops to his knees and starts to cry.
I drop to my knees next to him. I take the pistol away and I listen.
He absolutely lets you take it. He starts naming names. They all start with L. You realize they're his brothers. He wasn't twins. He was sextuplets. 4 of them died in the experiment. The other 2 were flawed, so they were both sent to do the job. In the echoing silence after the shot, Oswald says, "There's only one thing." And he looks over at where Kennedy's car was. "I missed."
I don't say anything.
I mean, it sounds like it. I mean, how many? You said you took a few shots, right?
2.
2?
One
How
of the
do you know he
conspiracies is they were too fast. They were too close together.
Well,
So
he's dead.
my original idea, that inspired the 2 on 2 different floors. Right?
Mm.
So my guess would be, is there anywhere that we can try to get you that you might not be found?
I got a place in Florida. I can just go. I got a boat at the harbor. All part of the payoff.
I'll give him my money, whatever I got in my pockets. You got money, but this, I don't know. This is what I got. If it helps.
I mean, Asher, I don't think you've noticed yet, but I don't know how we're going to be getting home right now. So until I think we might get a better idea, going with him may not necessarily be.
You want to go to Florida?
Never thought I'd be going, but
I think we're gonna find a way home around here. I have a feeling in the bookshop as soon as all the police are out of there. Where did you appear?
Where'd you guys show up?
I showed up on the roof. Where'd you appear?
Bookstore.
Yeah, solo.
I don't say anything to you at first. I walk to the 2 tramps and I give them some of my coin, not all of it, and I tell them to go. And then I turn back to the 2 of you and I indicate sort of with my head where the train cars are. And I say, I don't think any of that matters now. The shot that was just fired is going to draw attention and we need to go. And I start heading toward the door.
Guess we're going to Florida.
The 3 of you turn and start to walk away from the mayhem. I mean, you can imagine this city explodes in terror. This was one of the first times anything like this had ever happened to this, this nation that thought it was indestructible. There is, as you walk away, you see police pour into the train yard, and your 2 friends are just like, whoa, 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 whoa. They get handcuffed and taken away.
Okay, yeah, we gotta start running. Time to jog.
You guys start making your way further away. As you look around, you see that the motorcade, you can see some of the cars parked outside, and it's a nearby apartment building they've stopped at, and they've gone, it looks like they've probably taken the motorcade into the underground parking and sealed the doors. And you can see Secret Service standing there with their little tiny machine guns protecting the area and talking into their cuffs and all that stuff.
I would start running towards the crowd, thinking maybe we can get lost amongst the people.
There are gunshots from the school book depository area. Not what you expected not what you heard of in your history. They took Oswald alive in your history. But apparently that's not happening this time. There are police everywhere.
Sorry, Oswald, brother. That's sad. He lost all his brothers.
The man with the umbrella is tackled by police. As he's taken to ground, you hear him say, "I was just mocking him. He hates umbrellas." They actually interviewed the man, and that's what he actually said. Why did you open an umbrella on a sunny November day? And as you flee the scene, you burst into the crowd. But as you do, the crowd shatters into a billion pixels. And you blink your eyes. And the 3 of you open them. You're on a beach. The most beautiful blue water in the world. Crushed
How in the
coral
hell?
sand. Green hills rising up above you. You can
What?
tell from the smell. It's the Mediterranean.
This is nowhere near Vancouver.
Is the one that was
this
with
one?
us still with us?
No, it's only the three of you.
So are we on like the edge of a continent or like an island type thing?
You stand up and look both directions. You can see it curving away from you. It's an island and not a big one. It's windswept and blown. In the distance, you see a small house. A bolt of lightning behind you. Out in the ocean. Suddenly a storm blows up, as if by magic. A ship you can see trying with all its might to stay off the rocks. Being sailed exceptionally well, you can tell, but not well enough. Smashed to pieces on the rocks. The bits come in towards the shore, towards you. And in amongst all the flotsam and jetsam, you see people, some of them swimming for their lives.
I would jump in and help, like,
As you
much as
pull
I
off
can.
these heavy woolen clothes and dive to the rescue of these people that are dressed an awful lot like the people from Shakespeare's time. The lightning strikes again. And on the top of a nearby hill, you see a man in a long robe with a long beard. He's doing this.
Moses?
It isn't Moses.
Zeus?
That's
I'm
where we're
scanning. Scanning.
Let's go around the room one time. You get, what would you give in that moment? You're pulling survivors out of the wake from the ship, from the clothing, from other hints. You're in the Mediterranean. It's the middle of the night, and it's a long time ago. I mean, a long time ago. The clothing that you're seeing was the clothing that you saw on stage in Shakespeare's time, not the clothing the Shakespeare's people were wearing.
My guess is Zeus.
You're looking around, pulling bodies out of the surf. You think it's Zeus. Tholo, what do you do in this moment?
I watch Asha to make sure that he's not doing something that was going to hurt himself.
Yep.
But I'm not helping until I need to help him.
Right.
And as far as a guess, you went Greek, I'll go Roman. I don't know. A Roman senator of some kind.
All right. Benjamin. The waves pounding against you. I mean, the timbers of this ship going past you. You can see the metalworking of the ship on some of these timbers. It's hand forged. It's old. Like 0 AD kind of old.
So is it like bronze-ish or is it more
It's iron.
iron?
But it's the fittings are small, right? Because it's fairly early in the Iron Age, so iron would be extremely valuable. But it is iron fittings, and they've done what they did often. They put the iron fittings on and then covered it in tar to keep it from rusting.
Oh dear. Where would that even be from? I don't know. Oh dear.
Pulling these people out of the surf.
Mediterranean, these people definitely from around here.
Another bolt of lightning in the distance.
In that case, I probably would kind of, even a little bit earlier than Roman, I almost want to say like Persian maybe, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
So both of you are just, well, Tholo, you're watching me, making sure I'm okay, pulling people
And you guys
out.
are
Ben,
pulling people out of the surf. Yeah.
are you helping me pull people out?
I mean, I'm kind of helping pull people and also kind of bits of the wreckage that I can kind of see also to kind of get a better look at it.
So as you pull the last of the living out of the water. You can see there's a couple that didn't make it, but you get the last of the living up on the beach. And as quickly as it started, the storm ends. You look up at the hilltop and the old man is gone.
I'm trying to catch my breath.
Cypress, maybe?
And as you mutter to yourselves and trying to figure out where you are, that is where we're going to drop the curtain on this week. Oh, no, we're not. For you guys. But there is a cutscene. Because back in 2077,
That's not
in an abandoned office, the head comes up into an empty office out of the box.
Uh-oh.
And the Zapruder film shows on the wall again.
Uh-oh.
But this time, instead of the motion doing that, it just does this. And then there's a series of autopsy photos that do not show bullet holes in the back of the head or the front of the head. They show what is described as an acidic burn down the side of the body. Theories...
But we're not there.
No, theories abound.
Yeah.
And you just see page after page after page after page of conspiracy theory coming up. It was Jackie threw acid on him. The car exploded. The battery gave up. An assassin that we couldn't see wearing an invisibility cloak. Aliens. All these possibilities come up. It's a whole different set of conspiracies.
Is the narrator not upset we're not there? Or I guess the narrator is computer, but not like...
As the last of the Zapruder film stops and the last of these pop-ups stops, you just hear, "Oh dear." That's where we drop the second and final curtain tonight.
I've never seen a cutscene in a role-playing game. That's cool.
I stole that from Puck. I'll give you that. Others have done it, but he does it masterfully well. So, like all old DMs, I steal. So yeah.
Inspired by.
So, this was I was looking forward to this one for a long time. For anybody, if anybody out there in the viewing community has a JFK conspiracy buff in their friend group, get them to watch this and tell you how many I snuck in, because there's a bunch that got snuck in tonight. I mean a bunch. So.
And thanks to Jack in chat for clarifying the whole Titan is a moon of Saturn thing. Yeah. I stand corrected.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, in an alternate universe, they named them differently, so it's all good.
Well, that means we're going to the wrong moon. Asher, watch out for that one.
Yeah, we'll be watching out for sure. That's gonna be a part of what I want to do is save his world, their world. Yeah.
So a lot of information was actually handed out tonight, but I handed it out in the middle of mayhem. So it's going to be interesting to see if you picked up what I was putting down, as the old saying goes. So we know you didn't get home. We know you changed history. And we know that the narrator is upset.
But we didn't change our history, though, because I learned that there's multiple, that the theory of parallel histories and parallel dimensions is correct, and that world was a hologram of some kind.
So you were listening. Good. Now you just got to put all that together and see what actually happened.
Well, okay, so Asher's right away thinking, I promised to try to save Kali's home, and how in the hell am I going to do that? So,
well, how are you even going to get home? You are 2 worlds separated from the last place you knew, and you don't know how you left there, and you don't know how to get back.
Yeah.
So, lost in time. The time detectives are now in a mid-season twist of plot. And with that, we are going to move on to my favorite bit. Absolutely my favorite bit. Oh, and by the way, just before we do, I was prepared for you guys to break into that building and try and fix what had happened to make it match the autopsy photos. So that was one of the possibilities. Another possibility that I had covered was that one of you ended up pulling the trigger in some way or another. Ooh. Either to fix history, like you had stopped the murder and went, oh no, he has to die, and then had to kill him, or those are all possibilities. But
Favorite part of the night. Thank you, Kevin. This was so much fun.
You are
You're
very
the
welcome.
best.
This one, thank you. This one, I have been running around. This one has gone through many iterations. I really enjoyed this one, and I knew I was going to. And I enjoyed it because of the three of you. Thank you so much. Benjamin, played for us by Nick. Thank you. That's exactly what happens when somebody points a gun at you. You slam the door and run. That is exactly what a normal human being does in that situation. And you kind of befriended the man who didn't kill Kennedy, which was kind of a neat thing. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope getting a chance to play makes up for all the effort of DMing. Asher, played for us by Tails. Oh, you didn't get to shag anybody this week. That's like
I didn't even get
two
to flirt.
episodes in a row.
Oh, I would have started flirting, but that time crunch, there's more important information.
You're back in the Mediterranean now. Who knows what will happen? Yeah, the sun, the surf, the sand, the sangria. Anything could happen. And playing Tholo, the tortured tonight. That scene. When I decided who was going to be in which spot, who was going to be in the school book depository was easy. That had to be Benjamin. Straightforward Benjamin dealing with a straightforward problem. That made perfect sense. The alien had to be Asher, because that just had to be the battle of the weirds, right? So that, at first, you kind of got this by default. And then I thought, no, this is perfect too, because this is the serious moral decision of the bunch. You had an absolute choice to make. Do you let them die or not? And because you made the right choice, I didn't make you responsible for it, and he didn't pull the trigger. So thank you so much, Saber. I've played with you in so many games. It feels like a lot longer than it has been. It's been less than a year since I met you, but it feels like a lot longer. So thank you so much for playing with us. I always have a blast with you guys. I wish Vils could have been here, but next week I got to figure out how to put him on this Mediterranean.
How to put him in? Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Yeah. Maybe he's the guy on the hill in the dress. Yeah. I don't know.
He's in the house.
Oh, he's in the house. Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, how is he here? Yeah.
I got a week to figure that out. That's easy. That's what every DM has to worry about. This is the one time, this wasn't an episodic episode, the one time in the whole series where you don't go home at the end of the episode.
Yeah, and you don't ask us the famous question, how much do you know about?
How much do you know about? You also didn't get paid. You also don't know how to get home.
How much do you know about bearded person in a dress on a mountain? Bearded person on a hill.
We've got currency from probably the wrong time and place.
Yeah. Santa? Is that Santa?
Paper and $50. You're right about that.
And just to be clear, the three of you are now standing on that beach wearing 1960s woolen clothing.
That will disintegrate in 2 weeks.
Yes, it will.
I'm okay on this island, so ripping off clothes.
Who's got
the oil? Got the oil.
Start mending them together to make like a hut thing.
Yeah.
So with that, there are 2 thank yous left. One for the wonderful people that showed up and watched on Twitch. Thank you so much for following the mayhem. There was a lot of storylines going on there, and a lot of conspiracy theories got wrapped up into one little story. So much fun, so much thank yous. And to everybody who watches this in the future on YouTube, thank all of you as well. With that, as always, until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.